Welcome to Fenway Park. It's cloud covered as we get ready for Game 2 of the 3-game series between the Oakland A's and the Boston Red Sox. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. A well-rounded victory here last night for the Red Sox in Game 1 of the series. They've been looking for that big hit. Last night they got it from Dustin Pedroia.
Oh, they really have. Over the last 3 or 4 games, they have not been able to get a hit with men in scoring position, and they've lost some very tough games because of it. But last night, Dustin Pedroia took care of that with a grand slam home run. He gets a breaking ball from Cook, and with the bases loaded, takes one out of the ballpark right on top of the green monster to give the Red Sox a nice, comfortable lead in the ball game, which kind of made it easy for him the rest of the game. Pedroia's numbers throughout his career have been very impressive for the second baseman. You can see that already. He has 302 batting average lifetime, the 100 home runs, and the 503 RBIs, and also stolen bases, 121. That's a lot for Dustin. So, he continues to go on and on and on, and hopefully a hit like that last night is one that can pick up a whole ball club, because they've been looking for those timely hits. They have not been coming. They came last night with the grand slam.
And it happened last night against a very good Oakland A's team. The Red Sox will try to make it 2 in a row today as we play day baseball. And on the mound for the Red Sox today, their ace, Jon Lester. He's 2-4 on the season, his 7th start of the year, 4-4 lifetime against the Athletics. Back with the first pitch right after this. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines, your local Audi dealers, Dunkin' Donuts, and your Subaru dealers of New England. Welcome back to Fenway Park. The crowd gathering here today with the clouds covering Fenway Park. Lights are on to begin this game as the Red Sox have taken the field today. So let's check out the visiting Oakland A's starting 9. Coco Crisp leading it off in center field for the Athletics with Jed Lowry at shortstop. Josh Donaldson at third base bats third. Yoenis Cespedes the DH today. Derek Norris does the catching with Alberto Callaspo at first base. Craig Gentry in left field. Josh Reddick in right bats 8th. And Nick Punto, the former Red Sox utility infielder, bats 9th and plays at second base. The Red Sox starting pitcher is presented by your New England Audi dealers. Experience the all-new 2015 Audi A3 today. And Jon Lester on the hill to make his 7th start of the season, 2-4 with a 3.10 earned run average, 43 strikeouts in 40 2/3 innings, and opponents hitting at 268 against Jon Lester. Last time out, going 7 innings, giving up 4 earned runs to the Toronto Blue Jays. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 7, and he did take the loss.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They are 10th in the American League with 22 errors in 30 games. Will Middlebrooks will be at third base. Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop. Dustin Pedroia at second. And Mike Napoli, the first baseman. Left to right, Johnny Gomes, Grady Sizemore, and Jackie Bradley Jr. David Ross doing the catching today for Jon Lester.
Umpire crew today, DJ Rayburn has the play calling the balls and strikes with Mark Rippinger at first base, Dan Bellino at second, and the crew chief, Jeff Kellogg, at third. This game is available in Spanish. The SAP function is brought to you by the new Captain Morgan White Rum.
Buenas tardes, amigos.
Now Jon Lester ready to work here to the Oakland A's. Lester's 7th start of the year and trying to keep it going here today after a very good victory last night. And Clay Buchholz pitched very well in last night's game. First pitch of this game is hit a long way to left, but a foul ball down that left field line. Out of the park, but foul as Crisp jumped on the first pitch.
Yeah, it looks like Coco was sitting on that cut fastball on the first pitch from Jon Lester and out in front of it, pulling it foul.
Takes this time and takes strike 2, down 0-2. Coco hitting at 263 with 3 homers and 11 runs driven in. On the outside corner for strike 3. Coco's going to say some stuff to DJ Rayburn. Not happy at all, but he's out number 1.
Yeah, that's that cutter again. This time not inside, but outside. And if Jon Lester can get that pitch all day long, it's going to be a nice afternoon for Lester. Starts it in the left-handed batter's box and just barely picks up the outside corner with it. Just about an impossible pitch to hit for Crisp.
One down for Jed Lowry. Already takes strike one. 94 on the fastball from Jon Lester. Already at 284, 2 homers and 11 runs batted in. He's only missed one game so far this season as he pops it up. Foul ground. Napoli coming down. David Ross as well. And it'll be Napoli makes the catch. David Ross veered off at the last second. A little miscommunication there, but in the end they get it done. 2 down.
Yeah, good job there by Mike Napoli. It's his baseball. Much easier play for him, so he calls off Ross. Ross peels off. Napoli makes the catch. 2 outs in the first. A little bit of a late call by Napoli, but he wasn't quite sure he was going to get to it. Once he realized he could, that's when he makes the call.
2 down here in the first inning, and brings up Josh Donaldson, the Oakland A's third baseman, who tilts a .280 average, 7 homers and 23 runs batted in. There's strike one. Lester's been starting off ahead. Donaldson 1 for 3 here last night. Struck out a couple of times last night. As he jumps out of the way of a pitch down and in.
Right now on a 4-game hitting streak. 2 for 6 in his career against Lester.
With 17 extra base hits in April. Tied for the most in Oakland history in the month of April. There's strike 2.
That's another good sign. Lester getting that outside corner with the cut fastball. Couple of complaints from the Oakland hitters about those calls, but they're very close.
Donaldson strikes out. Nice first inning for Jon Lester. He K's a pair. Red Sox are coming up. Now the Oakland A's didn't score in the top of the first inning. Glad you brought your mom as well here to the ballpark. Welcome to your first game. Nice of you to bring mom. As we head to the bottom of the first inning, and Tommy Milone is on the hill today for the Oakland A's. Malone makes his 5th start of the year, still looking for his first win. He is 0-2 with a 4.56 earned run average. Opponents hitting at .263 against Malone. Last time out was against Houston. He took the loss in 6 2/3, giving up 4 runs. Used to be a fly ball pitcher, but has been working with a sinker since the beginning of spring training and trying to induce more ground balls, something that he has been working on all season long. As Dustin Pedroia takes ball 1. Pedroia, Bogarts, and Ortiz here in the first inning. First home run of the year last night for Pedroia, the grand slam and the 100th of his career. He chops it softly down the third baseline. It is a foul ball, the indication. So Pedroia's got to come on back.
Now Donaldson, the third baseman, trying to do everything he possibly could to get this while it was in fair territory and throw Pedroia out at first base. He barehands it, but as you can see, the ball clearly in foul territory. So everybody's got to come back. Pedroia back to the batter's box. Donaldson back to his position at third base.
Over the inside corner for a strike. Well, the Red Sox needed this badly last night. Close ball game at the time, 2-1, as they have all been close ball games, it seems like lately. Then Pedroia's grand slam opened it up for Boston last night. First of the year for Dustin. Up over 500 RBIs now in his career. Walked a couple of times last night, along for the 2 for 3 outing that he had last night. Jumps back out of the way, and it's a full count. Yankees also playing day baseball today against Tampa Bay. They played 2 at the stadium, and the Rays have a 2-0 advantage today. As Baltimore starts the day on top of the American League East. They are 15-12, as this is to left, down the left field line, and a foul ball.
Now, Malone did not face the Red Sox last year. He did back in 2012. The Red Sox beat him 11-6 in that ball game.
Lost last time out against Houston. Also a loss at Seattle as he loses. Dustin Pedroia down to first base with a leadoff walk. Let's check out the Red Sox starting lineup. We have seen Dustin Pedroia at second base. Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop, with David Ortiz, the DH. Mike Napoli at first base in the cleanup spot with Johnny Gomes in left field. Grady Sizemore getting the start in center field. Shane Victorino has the game off, as it is Will Middlebrooks at third base batting seventh. Jackie Bradley Jr. in right field. And David Ross does the catching. He bats ninth. Lead runner on for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the first inning. And Xander Bogaerts the batter. John Farrell talking about the decision today to give Shane Victorino the beginning of the game off anyway after playing both ends of the day-night doubleheader. Still trying to manage his playing time a little bit. And they go Jackie Bradley Jr. and his arm in right field. A strike to Bogaerts, 1-1. Xander moving up in the order to the 2 spot in the absence of Shane Victorino.
This ball looked like it might have been a little bit low, but called a strike by Rayburn, the home plate umpire. 2 pitches, the first 2 in almost identical spots. 1 a ball, 1 a strike.
Line into left field, just over the outstretched glove of Jed Lowry at shortstop. Xander Bogaerts with the base hit. The first 2 have reached for Boston here in the bottom of the first inning.
Nice job by Bogaerts staying back on the changeup that time from Malone. Here's the off-speed pitch that stays up in the zone about thigh high, and Bogaerts does a good job keeping the hands back, and the line shot up over Jed Lowry for the base hit. Pedroia making sure that ball's not caught, and then continues on to second base.
2 on, nobody out, and David Ortiz coming up. Big Papi hitting at .248 with 5 homers and 16 runs batted in. 1 for 5 in the ball game last night. Had a double in last night's contest. Outside for ball 1.
Every time Ortiz has faced Malone, he has hit a home run against him. 2 for 2 in his career, 2 home runs.
Two and 0. Tommy Malone, one of those guys that does not receive a lot of run support. We mentioned he's 0-2 in his 5th start of the year. He's received no run support in 2 of his 4 starts this year, both losses. Ortiz takes ball 3, 3-0. David in a pretty good spot here. Well, the Oakland A's 16-2 when Gray, Kazmir, and Chavez start. Just 2-9 with last night's starter and today's starter for the Oakland A's. Kurt Young well aware of that. Pitching coach for the Athletics. We saw Dan Straley last night. Tommy Malone today. And Ortiz taking all the way. Takes a strike over the outside corner. High for ball 4, and that loads him up here with nobody out in the first inning for Boston. Second walk of the first given up by Malone.
Now let's take a look at the Oakland defense. They are 14th in the league with 26 errors on the season. Josh Donaldson at third base, Jed Lowry the shortstop, Nick Punto at second, and Alberto Callaspo the first baseman. Left to right, Craig Gentry, Coco Crisp, and Josh Reddick. Derek Norris doing the catching for Malone.
A great opportunity to get to Tommy Malone here in the first inning for Boston. Bases loaded, nobody out. And Mike Napoli, the batter. Mike hitting just under 300 at 298, 5 homers, and 17 runs batted in. Napoli 1 for 3 last night, walked a couple more times. Seems like he's been walking a lot lately. 2 walks last night in the game. And I'll get in there for strike 1 on the curveball. 1 for 3 this year with the bases loaded for Mike Napoli. Has 6 grand slams in his career. On the inside corner, and it is 0-2.
That changeup on the inside corner that time from Malone to quickly jump ahead of Napoli.
Pedroia at third base, Bogarts at second base, Ortiz at first, nobody out. Napoli is swinging away, protecting the plate and fouling it back.
Fastball certainly not overpowering, 86-87 so far from Malone. The changeup, breaking ball.
2 strike hits. Mike Napoli, who's tried to shorten that swing a little bit this year and has done it successfully. Tied with Mike Trout for the most in American League leaders with 17 2 strike hits. Dustin Pedroia also in the top 5. Bases filled with Red Sox. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Ball outside to Napoli. 1-2. Mike has now reached base safely in a career high 25 straight games. All started on April the 4th. And during that time hitting at 304. It's the second longest active streak in the majors. Only behind Jose Bautista, who's now been on base in 29 straight games for the Toronto Blue Jays. Fouled off to the right, still 1-2. Nice grab off to our right.
Had 2 hands, too. An old-fashioned catch, 2 hands.
Swing and a miss, elevated, and strikes out Napoli. First out does not include contact, and that's what Malone needed.
Fastball going, rising up and maybe out of the strike zone, but Napoli chases it and strikes out with the bases loaded.
One down, bases loaded. Johnny Gomes, the batter, hitting at 231. 2 homers and 9 runs batted in for Gomes. Now hit safely in 6 of his last 7 games. Gomes did not play in last night's game. But back in the starting lineup today, it was actually Grady Sizemore who started and left yesterday. Now they're both in the lineup today. In the air to left field for Gomes. It is high, deep, and gone! Grand slam for Johnny Gomes. Last night it was Dustin Pedroia. Today it's Johnny Gomes. And the Red Sox jump out on top 4-0.
Well, the big hits now are coming in bunches. Last night Pedroia. Today Gomes. A rolling breaking ball that time, and Johnny Gomes knew it as soon as he made contact. 4 RBIs gives him 13 total now in the season, but more importantly gives the Red Sox a very quick 4-0 lead.
One down, bases empty thanks to Gomes, and here's Grady Sizemore, grounds one foul. The Red Sox could not buy a big hit in the day-night doubleheader against Tampa Bay. And the last 2 days, the Red Sox getting some very big hits, and the most recent for that guy, Johnny Gomes. Outside, 1-1. Sizemore, 213, 2 homers, 8 runs batted in. And today getting the start at center field for Boston. Popped up foul off to the left, out of play.
Yes, Sizemore back to his more normal position of center field, and Bradley taking advantage of his arm and that big space out in right field.
Swing and a miss, and Sizemore strikes out. A slow curveball gets him, and that is the second strikeout for Malone. 2 down. When our veterans return from Iraq and Afghanistan, a number of them suffer from post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury. That's why Tom Werner spearheaded the creation of the Red Sox Foundation's Home Base program to treat veterans and their families. We thank H.B. Hood for supporting the Red Sox Foundation's Home Base program. There's strike one to Will Middlebrooks. Will down to 222 with 2 homers and 5 runs batted in. Fouls it off to the right and is down 0-2. For 4 in last night's game. And takes strike 3 to end the first inning. A grand slam for Johnny Gomes has put the Red Sox on top 4-0. His 3rd home run of the year. Top of the second inning back at Fenway Park, 4-0. Red Sox on top. They jump out of the gate with 4 big runs in the bottom of the first inning. Here's Yoenis Cespedes for the Athletics. His DH takes strike 1 from Jon Lester. Cespedes a .261 average coming in with 4 homers and 16 runs batted in. And he leads it off here in the second inning. Lester enjoyed a 1-2-3 first on 9 pitches. And ahead of Cespedes, 0-2. Well, early in the year, Lester was really having trouble getting run support. Here he's got 4 runs right out of the gate today. Talking about run support, and Jon Lester, average per start 2 a game. Second lowest in the American League, average per start. Fouled off to the right, out of play. So he's doubled his average in the first inning. Huh? How about that math? Right out of the gate for you, Jerry.
I'll tell you, Don, you're right on top of it today.
The first one was...
That's a couple of gems right out of the chute.
You cannot win unless you score.
Right.
Runs. And now this.
And this is early. This is the top of the second.
There's a lot more where that came from, Jerry, and we have lots of baseball left today. Cespedes takes a pitch outside and evens at 2-2. Cespedes, Norris, and Callaspo to bat here in the top of the second inning. There's strike 3. He's just peppering that outside corner so far to the A's batters. Third strikeout for Lester.
And the strikeout high for Lester on the season is 9. He did that against the White Sox. Already 3 in this game. That is the fastball from Lester, not the cut fastball, the straight fastball that picks up the outside corner.
K-men are busy today. They had a third strikeout, 1 down here in the second inning. And Derek Norris, the batter. It's been a great beginning to the year for Norris, hitting at .379 so far. One of 5 pitchers to strike out at least 6 batters in each of the first 6 starts this season. Brought to you by People's United Bank. In the air, foul down the right field line, out of play. Numbers for Norris so far in the season. Pinch hit in last night's game. Swings at the 1-1 and fouls that off to the right, out of play. Well, Tuesday at 5:30, catch a special edition of the Red Sox Report. Journey through the life and career of a native New Englander who became the greatest catcher in Red Sox history, Carlton Pudge Fisk. All that and more on the Red Sox Report this Tuesday at 5:30.
Did you get a chance to go out and interview Fisk for that?
That I did not, no. But, of course, we've talked to Carlton many times. But not myself, no, not on this particular Red Sox report. One kind of surrounds the plate but misses. 2-2.
And that's a cutter right there that Lester's been getting, did not get it that time.
Leading all the A's against lefties at .355 is Norris. Tried to hold up, could not. Strikes out. He was baffled. That strikeout number 4 for Lester, and 3 in a row.
Yeah, changed the eye angle that time. Went from a pitch that was down, very close to being a strike, to a pitch that was up, a fastball that was out of the strike zone. And Norris cannot control the head of the bat. Not a full swing, but certainly big enough swing to be called out.
2 down here in the second inning. It brings up Alberto Callaspo. Callaspo 0 for 3 last night with a walk in the game. 2 for 10 in his career against Jon Lester. Acquired from the Angels last year, one day before the trade deadline a season ago. Jolts this to center field, sending Grady Sizemore back. He will get there onto the base of the track to reel it in to end the top of the second. Lester has retired the first 6 in a row. Sox on top of the Oakland A's, top of the third inning, and Jon Lester has retired the first 6 Oakland A's he has faced, 4 by way of the K. Craig Gentry shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes strike 1. Gentry, Reddick, and Punto here in the top of the third for the Athletics. Gentry, a pinch hitter in last night's ball game. Little bloop into shallow right. Out goes Pedroia. He won't get there. Jackie Bradley Jr. fields it, and Gentry is the first base runner for the Oakland A's of the day. His base hit to right. A Wally wave, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jerry, but there's more people participating today than I've ever seen.
And I've learned how to do the Wally wave.
Wow, the graphics even doing the wave now. Look at that.
Yeah.
You think you've mastered this?
I think I've got it. I worked on it again last night when I got home. Stayed up for about an hour. Went to bed about 2 o'clock, but I think I got it.
Do you need music for this, or can you just do it?
I think you can just do it without music.
Okay.
It's really not that difficult when you really break it down in slow motion as I did last night.
Swinging a foul tip for Reddick.
It's kind of really just a spin of the arms.
I think it's really two moves, right?
It's two moves. It's a spin of the arms, and then it's move, with your hands, and then back to a spin of the arms, and a move with your hands, and then if you want to throw your boiler around a little bit, you can do that. But then it's really basically two moves.
Two moves. How do you know when to stop doing the first move to get to the second move?
It's kind of a timing thing.
It's just
kind
feel
of
it?
a timing. Yeah. See, there's the roundhouse, and then there's the arms
wave.
going. And he'll throw his boiler around a little bit.
You think he does that on purpose, or just because the boiler's there already and it bounces around?
No, I think he does it on purpose at times. So, it didn't take long, but I've been able to get that down, and it's become a very popular feature around the house. There's
you're
the
right.
boiler
You're
move.
right. That is clearly not by mistake. He's doing that very much on
no,
purpose.
That's on purpose. That's
I've got a boiler, and I'm going to use it.
Yeah.
2-1 to Reddick is a swing and a miss. Now Middlebrooks will be part of this shift as he comes from third base to the right side of the infield. And now they want him to go back. Will came all the way over and then got the news from the dugout, we don't want you to do that. So back to third base he goes. Reddick strikes out. He was jumping back out of the way, and it grabs the corner. That was nasty. Fifth strikeout for Jon Lester.
Yeah, right now, Lester has a nasty cut fastball going for him. Throws it to Reddick, gets him to jump away, and again picks up, looks like the middle of the plate with this one. No inside corner. Got him, Reddick, to jump out of the way, give up on the pitch, and the cut takes over.
1 on, 1 out. Nick Punto, former utility infielder for the Red Sox, was part of that big deal with the Dodgers. Fouled off to the right, out of play. Well, baseball is back in season, so gather 20 or more of your friends, family, and coworkers for a group outing at Fenway and secure exclusive access to seats. Call 877-RED SOX 9 or visit redsox.com/groups for more information. Gentry at first, 1 out. Nick Punto, the batter. The sun has made its presence here at Fenway Park, ducking through the clouds. And shining brightly right now. Center fielder Grady Sizemore over towards right center. Punto's got some room in left center as the top of the Oakland A's order. Coco Crisp waits on deck. Long pause from Lester. The 2-1 is fouled off down to Campus Alley. Well, the difference in this game, bases loaded with 1 out in the first when Johnny Gomes hits this grand slam. It was Dustin Pedroia last night, and today it's Johnny Gomes. Grand slams galore here at Fenway Park, and a 4-0 Red Sox lead today. Nick Punto battling Jon Lester here with a count of 2-2 and Gentry at first base. A little pop-up foul back into the grandstand area.
And talking about that alignment in the outfield against Punto and Jackie Bradley Jr. very, very shallow out there in right field, especially with the 2 strikes on Punto.
Punto 3 for his last 22 on this current road trip for the Oakland A's. Started in Houston, then they went to Texas to take on the Rangers in Arlington, and they wrap up here in Boston, a 3-city tour. Bob Melvin's team, even with the loss last night, now 12-5 on the road and away from O.Co Coliseum. Punto strikes out, chasing that pitch away. 92 miles an hour on the fastball for Lester, and that is 6 strikeouts already.
All the fastballs have come either on the cut fastball or the straight fastball. Straight fastball away that time. Pinpoint control from Lester to pick up his second strikeout of the inning.
Two down, Gentry at first, and Coco Crisp the batter. They struck out looking in the first inning, 0 for 1. Takes strike one. Napoli holding on Gentry at first base. Let it off, but then strikeouts of Reddick and Punto. This is grounded sharply and foul. Now watch every Sox game in 2 every night at midnight. Presented by Kiel Vodka. Stay balanced. Lester with 2 strikeouts in each of the first 3 innings so far. And ahead of Coco Crisp here, 0-2. Runner goes, pitches outside. The throw down is going to be not in time. It gets away from Pedroia as he dropped the ball, and a stolen base for Craig Gentry.
That's the 5th on the season for Gentry. He's had 5 steals, has not been thrown out. A little bit of surprise here, down by 4 runs, but still early in the ball game and taking their chance.
In the dirt, and it is going to move to 3-2 now to Crisp. That's blocked there by Ross, keeping it in front of him. Talked about it last night. For whatever reason, Coco in his career against Boston, 198. Under 200, lowest mark against any American League team. And a swing and a miss. Strikes out for the second time in this game. 7 Ks already for Jon Lester.
The new Scion TC asks, what is the most exciting play in baseball? Sox 1 for Grand Slam. We've seen that 2 days in a row. Sox 2 inside the park home run. Sox 3 stealing home. Sox 4 triple play. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. Text help for info. Visit NESN.com/terms for terms and conditions and privacy policy.
Now there's Adam trying to do a read down there, and he's being accosted by fans behind him trying to get pictures with him. Did you hear that going on behind Adam?
I could hear that, yes.
Yeah, so there's all kinds of people trying to get at him as he's down there.
I'm not TC, all right? TC had a lot of people trying to get at him.
Do you need security with you right now?
No,
Are you okay?
Did you
right?
see TC with a selfie last night?
I did. It was tough to miss.
It was tough to miss. I don't know. I can't replicate that. I don't think I could get enough people to take a picture with me, to be honest with you.
We can make anything happen.
Yes, we can. David Ortiz leads it off here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and a swing and a foul tip. This is the AT&T fan photo from last night.
That's a pretty good picture.
It really is. There's a lot of people in this picture.
Yeah.
A lot of different angles. A lot going on.
There's a lot going on last night.
All kinds of stuff. Ortiz to deep right field. That is very gone. Beyond the Red Sox bullpen, and for Big Poppy, his 6th home run of the year, 5-0 Sox.
Well, do you realize now that Ortiz is 3 for 3 against Malone in his career, and all 3 hits are home runs?
That's incredible.
I mean, that doesn't happen very often. Looks like a fastball right down the middle of the plate, and Ortiz with a slam over the bullpen for the Oakland Athletics. So 2 big home runs for the Red Sox in this game today.
Now ground ball to short, picked on the backhand by Lowry. And out is Mike Napoli for the first out of the inning.
You know, one of the big things for a manager, obviously, every day, as we look at Red Sox career leaders in home runs. David Ortiz with 379, passed Dwight Evans, or tied Dwight Evans. Ted Williams, Yastrzemski, Rice, Ortiz, and Evans. Pretty big names in Red Sox history. One of the jobs of a manager when he gets to the ballpark every day is, you know, checking on who's healthy, who's not with the trainers, then making out a lineup for the day. I happen to get a picture of John Farrell making out today's lineup. So far, so good.
That has worked out very well. Red Sox have a 5-0 advantage, and Johnny Gomes lines it to left. Sinking liner picked by Gentry. That almost got in. That was tough. It was kind of knuckled out there to left field, and Gentry recovers and makes the grab.
That's a nice play by Gentry out in left field. That ball was sinking very quickly. A line drive hit with topspin. Gentry going down to his knees and making that catch in the big webbing of the glove.
You know, 2 down here in the 3rd, and it brings up Grady Sizemore. One of the 5 strikeouts that Tommy Malone has through 2 2/3 innings. That's in there for a strike, as Norris could not catch it, but it is a strike.
John Farrell in his office this morning making out today's lineup.
You're kind of turning into paparazzi a little bit. Do people know about you taking all these pictures of them lately?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I asked permission. I mean, I just wouldn't walk up and take a picture of Buckholz or Farrell making out the lineup.
I didn't know. Yeah, Jack McCormick the other day. We had, I mean, these people are going to start complaining, I think.
Well, I've got another one today that's really going to frost your pumpkin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. The 1-1 pitch is popped up foul, backing out of play.
You don't like my pitches?
No, I like them. I just don't want to get you in trouble. I don't want, them people going and complaining about the paparazzi, following them around. I don't know.
I always get permission. I would never take a picture that I'm not supposed to take. And
you're not waiting for hours for these people to get a shot of them walking around or anything, right?
No, it just happened to pop into my mind. I'm saying, what does a manager do when he comes to the ballpark? He checks on who's healthy, who's not. Got to make out a lineup. That's very important. You have to have a lineup every day. So I figured I'd get a shot of John Farrell making out today's lineup.
The other thing I noticed is that all these pictures are coming from the same radius of 4 feet of where you sit pretty much every day in the clubhouse. It just hit me. The picture, you sit in the clubhouse across from Jack McCormick.
But that's where I do my thinking.
3 feet to the right is John Farrell's door. You get that. The only one you did have to walk for was Buckholz, because he was further down.
Actually, I only went about 3 feet.
Okay.
That's where I do my best thinking.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
You never know what's going to come up.
This is line foul down the right field line. And the other one was Tommy McLaughlin and Pookie in there as well.
Yeah.
And they were actually sitting in the seat you normally sit in. You got up, turned around, and then took the picture of them sitting there.
No, actually, I was not. I was sitting at the desk, and they were sitting in the 2 seats. Yeah.
Inside for ball 3.
But I had the second pitcher today. I had to move.
Mm-hmm.
It was not taken in that same location.
Okay.
So
I'm looking forward to it.
You're not going to like it.
Oh, no. Now you got me nervous. 3-2 pitch is inside, and Sizemore gains a 2-out walk. Third free pass given up by Malone. Well, today's key matchup is brought to you by Honda. Start something special with a great deal on a Honda. Grady Sizemore has reached base safely in 25 straight games now against the Oakland A's, active major league leader in that category. As he walks here with 2 outs. Will Middlebrooks 0 for 1, struck out looking in the first inning. Five runs, 4 hits, no errors for Boston. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors for the Athletics. Red Sox powering up. Grand slam today from Gomes in the first. Solo shot by David Ortiz to begin this, the bottom of the 3rd inning. Outside to Middlebrooks. Sun was with us briefly, but back in behind the clouds again. Mostly cloud covered Fenway Park, and the lights have been on since the beginning of this game. To left field, and a base hit for Middlebrooks in front of Craig Gentry. Up the second goes Sizemore. Red Sox trying to get something done with 2 down. Well, tomorrow's all-new Ultimate Red Sox show presented by AAA. A look back on the wild week for the Sox. Tom Caron's in-depth discussion with John Farrell, and your chance to win all 3 Red Sox World Series rings. Catch all that and more on the Ultimate Red Sox show tomorrow at 6 p.m. Kurt Young, the pitching coach for the Athletics, out to talk to Tommy Malone. Oakland does not have action in their pen, as Malone has given up 5 runs in 2 2/3 innings so far. Now with 2 outs in the inning, he's allowed a walk and a single. Jackie Bradley Jr. struck out swinging in the second inning, 0 for 1. Jackie's been good in this spot with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Trying to get it done again here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Strike called, 1-1. Bradley grounds it right side softly. Callaspo, the first baseman, needs help. Malone is over to cover. Good running play by Malone to end the inning. Home run by David Ortiz. Red Sox lead at 5-0. Inning courtesy of Made Pro. Free checking and a dust-free home. Another neat idea from Eastern Bank. We're here, you're first. Details at easternbank.com/clean. Well, through the first 3 innings, Red Sox having everything go their way, 5-0, and it's been very good for Jon Lester so far.
Well, it certainly has. He's had great control with his cut fastball, as you can see right there. Also his straight fastball. That's basically what he stayed with for the first time through the lineup, and very successful with that. Big strikeout day going right now for Jon Lester. There's more to come. More strikeouts.
There's 7 strikeouts, and we just saw them all as Jed Lowry leads it off here for the Oakland A's in the 4th inning. Lowry fouled out to Mike Napoli wide to first in the 1st inning. Brady Sizemore over towards right center. Good size gap out there in left center field for Jed Lowry. That'll drop in there for a strike. 2-1. I mentioned it last night. Lowry last year playing in 154 games. It was the first time in his career, a career that has spanned since 2008 in the big leagues, that he had played over 100 games. Injuries from time to time keeping him out of the lineup, especially here in Boston. Swing and a miss as Lester climbs the ladder, gets him on the high fastball. That is 8 strikeouts for Jon Lester.
Well, 1 away from his season high of 9 that he did against the White Sox. Fastball rising in the strike zone. Up and away from Lowry to pick up number 8.
Well, 8 strikeouts for Lester. 1 down here in the 4th inning, and Josh Donaldson coming up. He has a strikeout on his resume today. He went swinging back in the 1st inning. Fouls it off himself, and down he goes. The fans who can test your Red Sox IQ right now with the MLB Preplay mobile app. Download for free and start predicting every at-bat of every Red Sox game all year. Compete one-on-one with other Red Sox fans for a chance to win the Preplay Triple Crown. Today's Preplay predicts Jon Lester will go 6 2/3, allowing 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and strikeout 7.
It's wrong already.
0-2 the count here to Donaldson.
So much for that.
Lester has retired the last 4 batters, and all by way of the K. Swing and a foul. Donaldson defensively staying alive.
A curveball that time from Lester. Not too many of those so far in the game today. Hasn't needed it. Pulls it out here against Donaldson, and Donaldson just fouling it off.
He's thrown 6 total curveballs today by my count. The 0-2 is fouled back to the screen.
Really?
Yeah, 6 total.
I didn't think it was that high. Of course, you mark all the pitches. You chart the pitches up here during the game, so.
Yoenis Cespedes waiting on deck with 1 out in the 4th inning. Actually, I have no idea. Kevin Cedergren.
I didn't think it was 6.
Kevin Cedergren told me that that's what's been listed, but
really,
I really don't have any idea myself.
Yeah, I don't think it's been 6.
No. 1-2 pitch. And that's in there for strike 3. That is 5 Ks in a row. Second time Donaldson is down by way of the K, and that's 9 for Lester. Our starting pitching has been terrific so far, Adam, and again today.
Well, Don, there's been a lot of talk about the Oakland A's pitching staff, and rightfully so. They entered the series with the best ERA in the American League, but the Red Sox starting pitching not to be overlooked. Over the last 7 games, Red Sox starters have gone at least 6 innings in each of those games. In fact, they're averaging close to 7 innings per start and a 3.02 ERA, well on their way to that again today. Asked John Farrell about it. He says they're giving us what we expected right from the start, adding it's a surprise when they don't go at least 6 innings. He says it's the strength of this team, and it has to be. They're going to get back to the postseason. Johnny Gomes ended the inning.
Nice call, Adam.
Thank you.
Jonas Cespedes is out number 3. It is 5-0. Red Sox on top. Boston Red Sox baseball is brought to you by Eastern Bank. Here, your first.
I'll tell you one thing. Don't ever make a call, Adam, when it's Don's call. I've learned that a long, long time ago. I make the mistake every once in a while of making a play-by-play call, too.
I don't think it was a problem. It's fine.
It was fine.
It's
fine.
fine.
Just go commercial break.
I
could see you from here.
No, just go with it. If you're in the middle of a thought and the play happens, just call it.
No,
Jerry, I'm with you. I saw what happened during the commercial break.
Adam, I'm telling you, don't do it because he gets very, very touchy about it. I've done it a couple of times. I get the same treatment.
Look at this.
It's his call.
Look at this. He's pointing at me. I thought he was going to. Oh, I'm not saying a word.
Come on, Adam.
Nope.
To left and gone. David Ross with a home run, the third home run of the day for the Red Sox. Ross's second home run of the year. And the Red Sox take a 6-0 lead.
Well, the Red Sox have the home run shoes on today. Ortiz, Gomes, now Ross on a changeup. Ross has struck out in his first at bat in the fastball, gets a changeup this time and takes it out of here. Good job staying back, keeping the hands back on the off-speed pitch and using that upper body strength to get the ball out of the ballpark. Yeah, I made that mistake a couple of times where I'd be talking, and I'll just continue on with where there's a fly ball to right field for the out. And oh, woman, do I get it between innings?
I don't think I made a big deal about it. I mean, it's fine. Whatever you want to do, Adam. Just keep going with it. Not a problem.
I thought I might need a police escort out of here if I continued to make that call on the Ross home run. An out's one thing. Home run's a totally different story.
The shortstop and Lowry charging on the run for the first out of the inning.
I didn't know what you're doing. I thought you were jumping out the window like you jumped out of your chair.
I was just trying to get Adam's attention.
And you're pointing to yourself, and I'm saying, what is he doing?
I was just saying that it's my job to do the play-by-play. I've got a boiler, and I will use it. 70th pitch coming up for Tommy Milone.
Well, you can imagine if
this is to short. Lowry picks and throws. 2 down in the inning.
You can imagine if that would have ended up like on SportsCenter or something.
Well, that's my point. Yeah. By the way, that was a very good catch as Gomes banged into the wall, and Adam kind of elated. It wasn't like that big a deal. Dan Otero up in the pen.
Adam, just hope they don't use it on SportsCenter tonight because
you watch. They'll go with it.
You will never hear the end of it.
MLB.
I thought I was helping you out. No help whatsoever. Apparently.
Like I said, it's fine.
Yeah.
MLB quick pitch. This is line to first. Callaspo makes the catch. It ends the inning. Home run for David Ross and a 6-0 Red Sox lead. Top 6-0 as we head into inning number 5, and very good offensive production for the Red Sox and marvelous pitching today from Jon Lester, giving up 1 hit through the first 4 innings, and he has struck out 9 along the way. Derek Norris, Alberto Callaspo, and Craig Gentry coming up. Norris a strikeout victim in the 2nd inning. Let's take a look at our Chevy key player, Derek Morris. Last 8 games, a .565 batting average, 5 doubles, 6 RBIs, and 5 runs. And the last night off until he made a pinch hitting appearance in the 9th inning last night. takes the strike, and it's 1-1 to Norris. In the dirt, ball 2. Alberto Callaspo on deck as the A's bat here in the top of the 5th inning. On the outside corner and off of it apparently for ball 4. First walk allowed by Lester and only the second base runner of the day. Well, Sox fans, you can enter to win a Red Sox World Series ring raffle. An incredible Red Sox World Series ring prizes. The grand prize is a 2004, 2007, and 2013 Red Sox World Series rings. To purchase raffle ring tickets and to learn more about the second and third prize places, go to redsox.com/ring raffle. Lead runner on is Alberto Callaspo. Takes ball 1. Callaspo fly to center field, and Grady Sizemore in the second inning. Strike over the inside corner, evens it at 1-1. Lester has not had to work from the stretch very much today. Again, only the second base runner for the A's all afternoon. That is strike 2.
Another good cut fastball from Lester as he picks up the outside corner with it. A lot of cutters away today from right-handed hitters, as opposed to that one that's down and in around the ankles.
Swing and a miss, and Callaspo strikes out. That is 10 strikeouts for Jon Lester.
I'll tell you, it's not easy to do, too. This Oakland club is the 5th toughest to strike out in the American League so far this season, and Lester's mowing him down here early in this game, or midway through the game.
One down, a season high now. 10 strikeout performance on the afternoon. Okay, men and women have been busy up there today. Craig Gentry has the only hit today for the Athletics. He singled to right field, and he fouls one back and below us. Well, right now, A's Ticket has your Boston Bruins playoff tickets to all home games against the Canadiens this series at the TD Garden. Visit aceticket.com or call 1-800-MY-SEATS right now to get your tickets to watch the Bruins take on the Canadiens games at the TD Garden. Don't miss out. Framed by Ross, but a tad inside. 1-1. Gentry in the Rangers organization and with Texas the last 5 years, as fouls this one off himself, and it's 1-2. Broke into the big leagues with Texas in 2009. He's always had pretty good speed. Last year stole 24 bases.
Has one in the ball game today to give him 5 total on this season. Has not been caught.
Two balls, 2 strikes to Gentry. 1 on, 1 out here in the top half of the 5th inning. Going back to last year, Gentry 17 for his last 17 in stolen bases. On the ground and through the legs of Lester, but right to Pedroia. He'll tag second, throw to first, double play. Nicely done, and Lester fortunate they got through as it worked out. Halfway through this one, 6-0 Boston. They're in Madonna Fight live from Las Vegas on our high-def big screens. For tickets, visit foxwoods.com. Foxwoods is the official sponsor of the Boston Red Sox. Jon Lester beginning this top of the 6th inning with a first pitch strike to Josh Reddick, leading it off here for the A's. Reddick struck out looking in the 3rd inning. Grounds it foul outside of first. Jon Lester with 10 strikeouts through the first 5 innings today. Fouled off to the left, out of play, still 0-2.
That fastball from Lester, the straight fastball, has been about 93, 94 times.
Swing and a miss, and Reddick strikes out. That's 11 strikeouts for Lester. Second time Reddick's down by way of the K.
Yeah, the first time he got him on a cut fastball, that was back on the 3rd inning, and this time it's a straight fastball by him on the outside part of the plate. Reddick came into the game 2 for 6 against Lester in his career, but 0 for 2 is his strikeouts so far today.
1 out in the 6th inning. Nick Punto, the batter. He struck out swinging in the 3rd. Reaction here at Fenway Park as the Bruins have scored again. Been amazing the last couple of days. Anytime the Bruins have played, you can tell when there's a goal score here at Fenway.
Yeah, you can't tell when the Canadians score, but you certainly know when the Bruins score.
It drops in there for strike 2, 1-2. Punto holds off on a pitch up and in.
Happy Bruins fans right now.
Outside for ball 3, full count. Coco Crisp on deck with 1 out here in the 6th inning. Pitch 80 for Lester, and it's fouled back. Well, tomorrow catch an all-new episode of Nesson Clubhouse, where kids run the show. What happens to a baseball when it gets wet? What's it like to clean the park in between a doubleheader? What tips does Jackie Bradley Jr. have for playing the outfield? Don't miss Nesson Clubhouse live and commercial-free tomorrow at noon. One out here in the top half of the 6th inning. Full count here to Nick Punto. Pretty good battle. His 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Punto spending all of last year with the Dodgers, hitting at .255 in 116 games. As he strikes out, making 12 strikeouts today for Jon Lester.
I'll tell you, today Lester can pinpoint that cut fastball just about anywhere he wants it. Outside part of the plate, picks up the strikeout. It has been unbelievable here this afternoon.
Most strikeouts he's had in any outing. You got to go back to 2010, July 24th at Seattle. Had 13 strikeouts in that game. He has 12 so far today. As Coco Crisp with a swing and a miss for strike one.
I know, Don, maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I am, but it seems to me that he's throwing more to the outside part of the plate against the right-handers than down and in.
I would agree, and he's been getting that call all day from DJ Rayburn. And it's almost like the Oakland A's pitchers have given up on it out there on that outside corner. He's ahead 0-2. He struck out Crisp already twice today. A little bit too far outside that time, but he tried it. Now comes in, down and in, kind of yanked it, 2-2. Crisp cranks it foul off to the right. We'll do it again, 2-2. Most strikeouts he had in any outing this season. Had 9 Ks against the White Sox back in his 8-inning effort back on the 17th of April in Chicago. Back and forth go Ross and Lester here with 2 outs in the 6th inning. Going to finish off Coco Crisp here in the top of the 6th.
Change up.
Little squibber down the first baseline. Lester's got it. He will apply the tag. No, now he's going to flip to first. And that will end the inning. 12 strikeouts for Lester through 5.5 from Fenway. It's 6-0 Boston. Top of the 7th inning. Jon Lester has been terrific. His pitching line is brought to you by Ace Tickets. 6 innings, 1 hit, 12 Ks with a walk. And he's thrown 87 pitches as he starts this 7th inning. Jed Lowry tried to hold up, but he goes around. Home plate umpire's not even going to check. DJ Rayburn said that he went around, and Lowry takes a stroll out of the box. Jed's 0 for 2 today. He's fouled out to first base and struck out swinging. Luke Gregerson, not yet seen here, is up in the pen for the Oakland A's. 90th pitch. That's outside. Yankees and Rays tied up 3-3. We're in the 6th inning at Yankee Stadium today. Well, Baltimore, who leads the division to start the day, trails the Minnesota Twins 2-1 in the 4th inning at Target Field. To center field, Sizemore going back, and he makes the catch into the dive. Nice catch by Grady Sizemore out there in center field. That had a Freddie Lynn look to it as he dove out there in center.
That's a good call, Don. You know, left-handed center fielder going back and making a spectacular catch. That line drive headed over his head. But he's able to reach out, make the catch, hold on to the baseball as he rolls around. Look where he's positioned, and look how far he has to go to make this catch.
One down in the 7th inning for Josh Donaldson. Donaldson 0 for 2. He has struck out swinging twice. Yes, he takes ball 1 down low. A strike, 2-1. And peppering that outside corner, especially to right-handed hitters in this game. And Lester continues to do so with one out here in the top of the 7th inning. Broken bat, fly ball, short left field. Gomes got a late break, but he's coming over to make the catch. 2 outs in the 7th. And today the Bruins continue their quest for the Cup against the Canadiens, and NESN is still your official home for 1 hour pre- and post-game coverage throughout the series with unlimited highlights, interviews, and analysis. You can find post-game coverage today on NESN Plus. Plenty of Bruins gear throughout the ballpark today.
Is that a final now, 5-3?
It is indeed a final. Two down in the 7th inning. Yoenis Cespedes 0 for 2 today. As he takes ball 1. Cespedes struck out in the 2nd. Fouled out down the left field line in the 4th inning. That was the play that Adam Pellerin called. On the ground towards second base, Pedroia gobbles it up. Throws out Cespedes, and that will end the top of the 7th. 7th inning stretch from the fence. 6-0 Boston. Of Green Mountain Coffee K-Cups will keep you running and guarantees to satisfy any fan base. Order by 11:30 a.m. and get free same-day delivery. Who but WB Mason? Now it's on to the top half of the 8th inning, 6-0. Red Sox have the lead. Back on the mound is Jon Lester, working here into the 8th. A 12 strikeout day for the Red Sox left-hander. Derek Norris, Alberto Callaspo, and Craig Gentry scheduled to bat. Norris struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. He walked in the 5th. Most pitches Lester's thrown in any outing so far this year is 122. And he did that last time out at Toronto, a 7-inning effort. See John Lackey pitch tomorrow in the finale of this 3-game series. This one is fouled back and above us. We'll go inside the locker room, on the ice, and closer to the Bruins during the playoffs than ever before. Behind the B is back on Monday night with your all-access pass to round 1 against Detroit. Don't miss it. Monday at 7 p.m. To view outtakes or to catch up on previous episodes, visit bostonbruins.com/behindtheb. Pitch 100 is just off the plate and outside. Eight in a row retired by Lester. And a swing and a miss, 2-2.
A little slip by Lester getting that delivery, but still an effective cut fastball down and in. Cut it down and in, but Lester has a little tumble as he comes off the mound, but still gets the strike.
Framed by Ross. Times he's gotten that call today. Full count. Sean Doolittle, left-hander, up in the pen now for the Oakland A's. We've already seen Dan Otero and Luke Gregerson out of that pen today for the Athletics. And again close, but called a ball. And that is the second time Norris has walked. It's time for a Toyota Game Break. It's brought to you by buyatoyota.com, Toyota's official website for deals. Here's Tom Caron. Okay, Tom, well, here it has been all Red Sox so far today, on top 6-0 as Derek Norris has reached for the second time today. He walks for the second time. And Alberto Callaspo coming up. Chris Capuano, first pen action we've seen today for Boston. As Callaspo takes the strike, now that's a strike.
Well, different kind of pitch that time. A changeup from Jon Lester, and that time it goes in his favor.
Callaspo jolting it foul off to the right, out of play. Fly to center and struck out swinging. The wave making its way around Fenway Park. Happily holding on Norris at first base. On the outside corner for strike 3. Rings up Callaspo. And Jon Lester ties his career high in strikeouts with 13 Ks on the afternoon.
You can look at almost all of his strikeouts today, and the majority of them are going to be that pitch right there. The cut fastball on the outside part of the plate. It's kind of a different approach than we've seen from Lester. A lot of those cutters, usually are down and in. Today, a ton of them are away from right-handers on the outside part of the plate.
1 on, 1 out. Craig Gentry, the batter. And Gentry will take strike 1. The other 13K game that Lester had at Seattle, his home state of Washington, on July 24th, 2010, had the 13 Ks against the Mariners that day. On the corner, and it is 0-2. Craig Gentry is the only member of the Oakland A's starting 9 who does not have a K on his resume today. And he's got the only hit. Craig Gentry, welcome to Jon Lester's strikeout party today. That's 14 strikeouts for Jon Lester.
Wow. Well, you came out of the chute hot the first 3 innings, and here it is in the final 3, and you're back at it again. Wow.
14 strikeouts for Jon Lester.
And again, going to the outside part of the plate with the cut fastball. I didn't think you had another one in you today, John. I really didn't. But you do.
Gentry, part of the party. Here's Josh Reddick. This one fouled off to the left, out of play.
I mean, we've gone at least 5 innings without a gem, and here it is in the 8th inning, and he pops out another one.
I told you there's going to be a lot today. I had that feeling.
Oh, my goodness.
I could feel it.
Wow.
I could tell early.
The day game after night game.
Swing and a miss, and Reddick down 0-2. Could he be down by way of the K for the 3rd time today?
Oh, he drops a way of the K on it.
Fenway stands as 1. Reddick stays alive. Reddick went looking in the 3rd, swinging in the 6th inning. In the air, foul off to the left. Still 0-2. Lester up to 115 pitches with 2 outs here in the 8th. The 0-2 pitch. Reddick will take a look at ball 1. That didn't miss by a lot.
They're trying to get Reddick to chase that high fastball and just missed, throwing it for a strike.
Off, and the pitch fouled off as that time Norris was getting a start at first base.
Norris off at first base, but the cut fastball fouled off by Reddick. Knowing that Lester just focused on home plate right now.
The 1-2 pitch to Reddick. In the air, down the right field line, and foul. Not ahead of that pitch and fouled off. Want an easy way to pay for your Dunkin' Donuts? Download Dunkin's free mobile app. With the app, you can load a DD card and pay right from your phone. Receive exclusive mobile offers. Enroll in auto recharge and instantly send DD gift cards. Message and data rates may apply. For full terms of use, visit www.dunkindonuts.com. Red Sox Nation runs on Dunkin'. 2 outs in the 8th. Strike 3 call. 15 strikeouts for Jon Lester. He has been masterful on this day. On this day. Now Jon Lester with 15 strikeouts, and he strikes out the side in the 8th.
Well, it was a cutter, and a straight fastball for doing the honors for Lester in the 8th inning. What a finish for Lester. I mean, he's been on top of his game since the very first inning in this one this afternoon.
New career high. The previous high had been 13 strikeouts, 15 of them today. All kinds of Ks out there today. They had to get some extra ones to help out.
I'll tell you what I really like, Don. I really like that blimp shot we had between innings of Fenway Park.
That was a great shot.
Yeah, taken about 4 years ago when the sun was out. It was 85 degrees.
Sean Doolittle is the new pitcher for the Oakland A's. His 14th appearance, 0-2. With a 5.68 earned run average, 15 strikeouts, no walks. I'm not sure the monster seats were even in that shot.
It was a shadow around home plate.
Johnny Gomes leading it off here in the 8th. Favorite movie, Lone Survivor. Likes burritos, the Dropkick Murphys. Napa Valley is where he likes to hang out. Grand slam back in the first inning for Johnny. And a swing and a miss here, 0-2. 93 on the gas that time from Sean Doolittle. Edward Mujica up here in the Boston pen. Foul backhand below us. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox, never forgets that before you're a patient, you're a person. Beth Israel Deaconess, human first. Learn more at bidmc.org/human first. Doolittle taking over for Gregerson, who had a 1-2-3 7th inning with 2 strikeouts. Gomes pops it up, foul ground. Norris will come back, but he won't have a play. Well, don't miss WB Extra Innings right after the game. TC and Jim Rice will break down Jon Lester's very impressive outing today. John Farrell's post-game sound, and can't go wrong when you buy right at WB Mason.
And I'll tell you what, if you haven't seen Jim Rice's shirt and tie today, you got to tune in to the post-game show.
It is.
It is a must-see. It's a must-see.
Which stands out more, you think, the shirt or the tie or just the whole thing?
I think the whole combination works.
0-2 is on the ground to short. Lowry to his left. Johnny Gomes is the first out as Callaspo able to keep the foot in the bag. The throw from Lowry a little bit up, but it's out number 1 of the 8th. One down, and Grady Sizemore coming up. Sizemore struck out in the first, walked in the third, and flied out to left in the 5th. Tommy Malone on the hook today for the Oakland A's. 4+ efforts, 6 runs, 6 hits, walked 4, struck out 5, came in at 0-2 for the Athletics. Over the inside corner, 1-2. Swing and a miss on a pitch elevated at 94 miles an hour. Doolittle strikes out Sizemore, 2 down here in the 8th.
Yeah, Doolittle elevating the fastball that time against Sizemore. Second time Grady has struck out today. Once on a breaking ball, once on a fastball. He's also had a walk in this game. And a tremendous defensive play in center field. Back in the 7th inning, Sizemore. Look where he's positioned, how far he's going to go, and the outstretched arm to make the catch.
Will Middlebrooks today 1 for 3, singled in the 3rd inning. Chop to short. Lowry plays the high hop and throws out Middlebrooks to end the inning. We are headed for the 9th with the Red Sox on top 6-0. Digital Federal Credit Union tomorrow at 1 p.m. We'll get the Nesson Clubhouse recap, and we'll check in on the MLB Notebook. DCU Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Now it is 6-0. Red Sox on top of the Oakland A's as we venture into the 9th inning. And into the game for Boston, Chris Capuano. 13th appearance in a Red Sox uniform. 1-0. Not giving up a run in 15 innings, 15 strikeouts, 3 walks, and opponents hitting at 154 against Capuano. Takes over for Jon Lester through 119 pitches in his 8 innings today, giving up only 1 hit, no runs. He walked 2 and struck out a career high 15 batters today. Something very special today for Jon Lester as Nick Punto leads it off here against Capuano in the 9th inning. Liner down the right field line, and this is going to get in, and one hop up into the seats. A ground rule double for Nick Punto to start the 9th inning. So the A's are glad to see someone other than Jon Lester in this game.
Yeah, he struck out twice against Lester in this game, but first pitch from Capuano, a fastball inside, and he inside outs it to the opposite field. One hop into the stands. Trying to get you a picture of Jim Rice's shirt and tie. I hope we can do that before the end of the game for you. That'll just be a tease for the postgame show.
What's to lie ahead? Coco Crisp 0 for 3 in the game, but again, all that was against Lester as he now lines one into right field. Punto will take third on the single by Coco Crisp, and Oakland has runners at first and third with nobody out. And very aggressive here against Capuano.
Got 2 pitches, 2 hits for the Athletics. Breaking ball that time, and Chris going to the opposite field. So 2 right-handed hitters going the other way, and the first in their first at bat against Capuano.
Now Jed Lowry 0 for 3 today. He's fouled out, struck out, and lined out. Capuano last working on Thursday against Tampa Bay. Again, 15 scoreless innings for him. The streak right now, which is in jeopardy. To left field. Back is Gomes, and this is going to grab some of the wall. From third base comes Punto. Chris headed to third. The throw is off the mark and will get away to the backstop. And Coco's going to keep on coming to the plate. 2 runs in for the Oakland A's. As Lowry ends up at second base, and this has happened very quickly for the Athletics.
Yeah, very aggressive of the Athletics here in the 9th inning, and good solid contact this time by Jed Lowry. All off the wall, and the throw's going to go wild by Johnny Gomes here. Get by Middlebrooks, get by Ross. Backed up by Capuano, but nobody at home, and Coco Chris comes around and scores. So all of a sudden, you've got a 4-run ball game.
Three straight hits after the Oakland A's had had just 1 hit through the first 8 innings. Then a single by Craig Gentry back in the 3rd inning. Koji Uehara all of a sudden now heating it up in the Red Sox pen. It is rapid fire right now. Josh Donaldson standing in with Lowry at second base. Nobody out here in the 9th. Capuano giving up his first runs of 2014. And misses outside with ball 1. Two and 0. Jed Lowry at second base with nobody out in the inning. Look out as Donaldson gets hit with the pitch. He'll head down to first base.
Capuano all over the place here with that fastball down and right off the toe, it looked like, of Donaldson. So all of a sudden, the Red Sox here in desperate need of an out or 2.
Yoenis Cespedes coming up 0 for 3 in the game. Got the potential tying run on deck now, so this is all of a sudden a save situation as it stands right now. And heading out is the catcher Ross to talk to Capuano. Now don't miss Red Sox first pitch presented by Men's Warehouse. Rhode Island Day here tomorrow. Best major league players from Rhode Island. Look at John Lackey's recent dominance. That's all tomorrow at 12:30 on NESN. Cespedes batting with runners at first and second. 2 runs in for the Athletics. And the A's have been stymied all day by Lester, and that's going to do it for Capuano. For the count 1-0, John Farrell has seen enough. He will make the change and go get Koji Uehara in what is now a save situation with the Red Sox on top 6-2, and the toughest outing we have seen from Chris Capuano by far. Tune today following WBX Jennings for a Red Sox final presented by Esurance. TC and Jim Rice will have tomorrow's trends and preview the series finale between the Red Sox and the Athletics. Now some noise here from the Oakland A's in the top of the ninth inning. They've already scored 2 runs very quickly. They have runners at first and second. The tying run is now on deck for Oakland. So you got the Red Sox closer in for his 12th appearance of the year, 0-1 with a 1.69 earned run average. 17 Ks to 1 walk. Opponents hitting at .238 against Uehara. Took the loss in Thursday night's game 2 of the day-night doubleheader against Tampa Bay. Went an inning giving up 2 hits and a run, which gave up the home run to Yunel Escobar, which turned out to be the difference in that game. Cespedes 0 for 3 today. Jed Lowry at second. Josh Donaldson at first. Nobody out in the ninth. Uehara missing. Of course, he inherited a 1-0 count. It's now 3-0. Ball 4, and down to first goes Cespedes. Bases loaded for the A's. A little bit of drama here, unanticipated after the Red Sox have been dominating all day.
You're exactly right, Don. It was a dominating game for the Red Sox, and all of a sudden, the game really is on the line.
You got Derek Norris, who came in hitting at .379 on the year. He is hitting at .373 currently, and he bats with the bases loaded now here in the ninth inning, representing the tying run. Outside for ball 1.
They're missing away too with that fastball. He tries to get ahead in the count, but all the fastballs so far have been away from those right-handed hitters.
Norris 1 for 2 this year with the bases loaded. Squibs it back towards the mound. Koji's coming home for 1 to first. The throw is down the line. 1 run is in. Josh Donaldson is going to stop halfway down the line and retreat to the bag at third. It's now 6-3. Instead of a double play, they get 1 out and another run scores for the A's.
Let's see where the base runner is in this throw from Ross to first base. Is he on the white line or inside the white line?
That's what Napoli's arguing right away.
Yeah, it looks to me like he's on the grass now. Does he stay there? Let's see. Yeah, he's definitely inside that white line as he gets to first base, and that might have caused a bad throw from David Ross.
Almost impossible to clear the runner with the runner running in.
That's what Farrell's questioning right now down at first base, but not called by the home plate umpire or the first place umpire.
That is not something you can challenge.
Uehara coming out, getting the out at home, then the errant throw to first base. And that allows a run to come in. So it's a 6-3 ball game with 2 men in scoring position.
Aspo takes a pitch outside for ball 1. He is 0 for 3. He's flied out, struck out twice. That's a strike, and it's 1-1.
Uehara continues to stay away from hitters with the fastball, and that time picks up the outside corner. Tries the splitter that time, but the split is high.
Calls out David Ross to talk it over. Aspo with not much success against Uehara. Cespedes at third base, Norris at second base. One out here in the top of the ninth inning. Already a 3-run inning for the Oakland A's. Away again.
Tries a split finger fastball, but again it's outside.
Fouled back, full count.
That fastball right now for Uehara only registering at 86 miles an hour. I mean, he's not a hot throw, we know that, but he's usually around 88, 89, 86 with that last one.
Callaspo strikes out. It's out number 2 of the inning for Koji.
And back to the split-fingered fastball, and a good one that time, as he's able to keep it down in the zone. Down and out of the zone.
Pinch hitter here for the Athletics for Craig Gentry, as Brandon Moss coming up here for Gentry. Gentry had been 1 for 3, but it is Moss who bats. 4 home runs already on the year. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a ball.
Now those have been strikes all day long.
One for 3, 2 Ks against Uehara for Moss, who backs out. Uehara trying to get his 7th save of the year. And he misses badly away, 2-0. Red Sox on the shift on the right side on Moss. Outside for ball 3, 3-0.
Red Sox protecting that line down at first base too. Napoli with the left-handed hitter up. This is the potential tying run at the plate. And you don't want to have that ball go down a line for a double.
Moss lays off and takes the strike, 3-1.
And Uehara going with a split-fingered fastball right there on the 3-0 count. Maybe expecting Moss to have the green light, 3-0.
Three-one pitch to right field. Jackie Bradley Jr. is there, puts it away, and the Red Sox win. Koji Uehara picks up the save. Little drama there in the 9th inning from the Oakland A's, but it is a Red Sox victory today as Boston comes away with a 6-3 win on a masterfully pitched game by Jon Lester through the first 8 innings. The Red Sox have taken the series as they win the first 2, and today by a score of 6-3. Incredible day today. Tom Caron for Jon Lester.